Hi guys, I was just wondering if you might like to see some videos on things like this, as well as my planner type videos and stuff like that, because that's my cat meowing. I started art journaling late last year, earlier this year, but I haven't. Oh, she's jumped up on my chair again. She keeps on stealing my seat. Even if I just stand up, she'll steal it. Let me show you. Hold on. She's in my chair. So naughty. Chloe! Yeah, here. You are the pretty girl. Yeah. Anyway, I started journaling, I think, at the end of last year, because I love all of the techniques, all of the crafty, arty materials. I love playing, but I've never really got an end product in mind. Although I do make cards, it's not very often, they're not my main thing. I don't scrapbook because at this moment in my life, not really much is going on. I don't have kids, so I don't have like their birthdays to record or anything like that. Practically my life is my pets, which kind of sounds a bit sad, but they are the most fun thing, you know, because they're such characters, but they don't really do much, so I can't really scrapbook about, you know, it's not like when you've got kids and you can scrapbook about holidays or you know, parties that they go to and their first day at school and, you know, Halloween and that sort of thing. My pets just sort of sleep all the time, so I don't scrapbook. I might do when I'm older, when I've got things to scrapbook about, and I couldn't find a vehicle for my crafty artiness. I literally just experiment and have tons of pieces of card and paper that had my experiments on, and I'd keep, because one day I might actually be able to finish like this piece of card with random squiggles on it and turn it into something beautiful. So when I found out about art journaling, I thought, that's brilliant, that's just the perfect end product for my craftiness. But I haven't really done much about it. Let me go and grab my art journals, as you know, they're not really proper art journals, but I'll show you what they are, and then you tell me if you'd like to see me doing them, making a page a weekend or something like that. Let me show you. Crash bang wallop. That was so professional. I'm really ready and really well producing and directing this video. I'm such a good producer. No, you might have just heard a load of stuff fall off my locker. Right, so this is my, hold on, very large Diane Reevely Dylusions journal, and actually it is too large for the tripod, so I'm just going to hold the camera up, so I hope it isn't too wobbly for you. Okay, I like this journal, but I also don't like it, and I will explain the reasons for that. So I love Dylusions products, and this journal itself is a really good idea. It's got a great big envelope here, and then it's the actual journal itself sitting within this cover that goes around the outside of the book, which means that you can open the book really easily. And I love art journaling in the Diane Reevely style, so lots of water, lots of spray ink, stencils, stamps, that kind of thing. This is multimedia art journaling. Everything I do is multimedia. I don't stick to one media, I mix and match and put random things together. I love it. So there's a messy page, which she says every single page you do can start off with something on it, or it can start off blank, depending on how you like, but it's all, you know, the start of something new. But the reason why I don't like this paper, this is the white paper, I'll try and find a page. Right, this is the white paper, and even if you don't have that much stuff on it, even if you only have a thin layer of the water and the ink, it bleeds through to the other side, which isn't bad because you can use this as the basis of a new page. But if you have already done one page and are really happy with it, and then you do another page on the back, the wet and the ink from this page will go through to the page you've already finished, and it will start coming through, which is alright if it looks good with that page, but if it starts to turn to that brown muddiness, that's not good. And also at the where the two pages meet, starts to turn a bit mushy. And I know you're supposed to put masking tape or washi tape down here, but I don't do that, so I've done that up there, but I didn't like it. Anyway, so I didn't like the white paper, but then it has signatures of white paper, signatures of manila paper, and they like it's white manila on different signatures. So here's the manila paper, and you probably can't tell on this video, but this is a nice thick, more cream cardstock, and it is really good quality. So I have done this big page here with loads of wet, loads of colour, and nothing has bled through except for the edges, but that's always going to happen. So I wish this whole journal was made out of this. So that book became a review. I didn't mean for that to become a review, but basically this is one style of art journaling I do, which is, this is going to be dedicated to Dylusion's style and Dylusion's products. I do like journaling like this, and then you just wipe off your stencils on paper to start off a new page. That's quite cool, and that's like the start of a double spread, but I might do that as a different spread instead of taking the two pages over. I don't think I've done any more. Right, so that's one art journal. Where's my black one? Here. This is my experimenting art journal. So this is actually just like a proper sketchbook. It is for sketching, for pencils and ink and stuff. It's not for watercolour, but I use it for anything because it's cheap and I don't care about using the proper paper for stuff. I literally just use cheap printer paper, and it may warp, but I'm not planning on using both sides, and I just use whatever I've got my hands on, and it's sufficient for me. I tried to make my own gelatin plate thing. What's that called? The one that it's made of gelatin, glycerin, sugar, and you swipe paint over it and you try to make patterns with it, and it didn't really work well for me. The bubbles kept on making the pattern not go through, but that's something that I just tried with some palette knives to stripe the paint on instead of using a brayer, and that's something I've got to finish. Then here's one I made with the gelatin plate. I quite like that one. There's one I tried to make with wax water soluble crayons. I don't like that one. I might do something with it. So this is my experiments, but this is to see what happens with things. So this is literally just on printer paper, which I've stuck to the page. There's an experiment with embossing folder and inks, and I quite like that one. Although this is a finished page, so I might actually take this off and put this in an art journal, because this isn't an experiment anymore, this is a finished page. This is an experiment to see whether I was any good at watercolouring, and the answer is, well, it looks alright, but I'm not good at staying in the lines, but sometimes that doesn't matter with watercolouring. And here's some glitter glue, and I found out that it does bleed through the page. You can't see it anymore because I've stuck a piece of paper here, but it does not bleed through the page, but it does sort of, the gluey wetness soaks through to the other side. This was an experiment with whether I could do the effect of dilution sprays with just wet distress ink pads, and I can't. But I liked the experiments I did on this page, and I actually wrote about what worked and what didn't work on this side of the page. So it's like using Crayola, just children's felt tips, and trying to glue tissue paper on, seeing what happens if I glue it on with I can't remember the name, this special glue, and it doesn't stick the distress ink properly, but that's fine. Just seeing the effects of things, seeing what happens when I do things. So as I say, this is my experiments book, and that was me trying to use watercolour pencils on the flower, which I didn't like, so I found out I don't like them, and watercolour paints, and that's that. So I won't be showing you much in here because it's just an experiments book and it's just me playing. And then I've also got this folder, and I'm hoping the battery doesn't die. The reason why I like this folder is because a lot of the stuff I do I can't do in a book, because for example distress inks with the distress ink distress tool, you kind of have to have a flat piece of paper on a flat surface. You can't, because you have to come off the flat surface onto the edge of the page. You can't have a big you know, the width of a book, the height of a book. You have to be able to have it on a flat surface. So and also I like starting with a flat piece of paper, not a piece of paper with a lot of layers from other pages, making it bumpy. So I like the idea of starting off with a sheet of paper, punching it and sticking it in here, because you can add to it, you can take things away. If something doesn't work, you haven't permanently got that in a book now, you can throw that one away because it's only a loose sheet of art paper or craft paper or just normal paper. And also you can change the order, you can even make sections like you do in a Filofax. So here's an experiment, just seeing what would happen if I just smeared some acrylic paint on it, and then I just went over with silver and a gold, kind of almost Copic, but it's the Works cheap version, and I also stamped a couple of my bug stamps on there. This is a distress ink style, not distress ink, sorry, dilution style, so I won't only do it in the journal, I'll also do it on just cardstock. So I wrote on it. This was very special. While I was making this, my cat, her, who never ever came up to my room before, came up to my room, and that was the first time she'd ever come up to my room, and now she lives here. She's taken over the whole house, that's it. We might as well just hand the deeds over. But that was special. So I normally don't write journaling things, even though I call it an art journal. It's more of an emotional kind of what I want to paint. It's not like got my emotions in it, but I guess indirectly from my brain through my arm onto the page, I guess it does express what I'm feeling, but not directly. But I don't usually write a journaling entry on it, but I did here because it was such a special occasion. And this is the dilution style with some mixed media on it, because I went over it with a white gel pen and the metallic Copic type pens. And then this is some cheap watercolour paper, which is actually what I did this one with. So this is going to go in here. So I just did some swirls, and basically I started off just trying to watercolour, seeing how this paper would react, because as you can see, this is the dilution spray that was on a stencil. It's bled through, which is ironic because dilution sprays are basically the same as watercolour. So I tried to watercolour on here, and it did work. And then I went over the lines, I don't know if you'll be able to see, with glitter gel pen, which I really like, and I stamped on it, keep life colourful, don't let anything get you down. Well, I stamped the keep life, and then I just wrote colourful, don't let anything get you down, with my pens, and went over it with a pink thin Sharpie and the glitter gel pen. I stuck on some flowery sequins. I sprayed with my, more things falling off my desk, my I can't find it now, but my new Tim Holtz the ink thing that you squeeze and you put a pen in and the air pushes out spritzes of the ink from your pens. I don't know if you can see, I've got pink on there and white spritzes all around. I got my gel pen and dabbed over the purple and the pink, and then I stamped my favourite butterfly stamp and embossed it with a transparent sparkly embossing powder. So I don't know if you would like to see me doing very fast forwarded, probably about 4 times fast forwarded video of me art journaling. I don't know, with some music in the background or me narrating, but if you would like to, then comment below. And it's, as I say, I'm a beginner. I haven't really done much. As you can see, I've only got about 5 or 6 finished pages actually in my art journals, so no way at all am I a professional, am I an expert. I'm definitely a beginner, and all of my pages start out with me just experimenting, just trying to see if something will work, and then me eventually making it a completed page. So if you'd like to see that, comment below, and I'll carry on making my Filofax videos and stuff. So it's just a little fun to do at the weekends. It won't be every weekend, but as and when I do it, hopefully I'll remember to film it, edit the video, speed it up, do a bit of narration or music over the top, and show you. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to make a Midori video soon, so thank you for watching. Bye!